Hi Sec2 Express. Today we'll be continuing on with your worksheet 9A. I'll be going through classwork 1, work example 1, and the next classwork 1. Okay, so before we go on to classwork 1, let's recap what we have learned in our previous video. We have learned that y equals to, it can be plus minus a number x squared plus minus a number x plus minus a number c. And when a, b, and c changes, that the graph will also change. So let's recap on how the numbers change will affect the shape of the graph. Let's enlist the help of our decimals. Okay, so if we have y equals to positive x squared, you realize that it is a U shape. If it's a negative x squared, it is an N shape. See again, positive, negative, positive, negative. So we know that if the graph is a positive, it will be a U shape. If it's a negative, it will be an N shape. Let's take a look at how the number A affects the graph. If I have 2, do you realize that the graph becomes slimmer? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, as the number increases, the graph becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. If the number goes bigger and bigger, so I'm just going to write here, this A, if the number goes bigger, when I circle the top half of A, it means when the number goes bigger, it will become slimmer and slimmer. What happens if the value of A becomes like a fraction, like half? 0.5, 0.4, 0.2, 0.1. What do you realize? The graph gets fatter and fatter. Alright, so this one, if it go smaller, then it will get fatter and fatter. Alright, now let's take a look at how the graph will change when I add in a bx. So I'm just going to leave this as x squared, like this. Alright, I'm just going to plus x. What do you notice? The graph shifts slightly to the left and downwards. Plus 2x. Do you notice? Plus 3x. Plus 4x. Plus 5x. Now, you realize originally the graph is here at 0, 0. Right? The minimum point is at 0, 0. The moment I plus x, it will shift to the left and bottom. The more x I plus, the more to the left and bottom it goes. Similarly, if I were to minus x, it will go to the right bottom. Minus 2x minus 3x. See, more left and left it goes from 0, 0. Minus 3x minus 4x minus 5x. Alright, it will go more to the right and bottom as the number increases. So, if it's a plus, sorry, let me circle this up, plus a number, the more it is, the more to the left, the more it will go to the bottom left. The more it will shift to the bottom left. Alright? And the more minus it is, it will shift to the bottom right. Now, plus C is very, very simple. Let's take a look. So let's say I have x squared minus 5x already. So now, if I want to do a plus C, see how the graph changes. Plus 1, the graph shifts up by a little bit. Plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6, plus 7, plus 8. See, nothing changed except that the graph keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Similarly, if see, this is the original graph, so what if I minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, the graph just keeps sinking downwards more and more. Alright, so this one, the graph will go up. This one, the whole graph will go down. So this is what we have learned in the previous part of our video, where you actually explore the use using decimals. This is just a summary. Let's take a look at classwork 1. They ask you to write down a possible equation for each of the sketch graph below. In each case, select one of the equations from the box above and give a reason for your choice. Now, I have 4 graphs over here. I have 2 N shapes and 2 U shapes. Okay, so based on N shape and U shape, we know that this A and C can only be positive x squared. See, positive x squared, because this is the shape, U shape, N shape, only positive x squared. So let's highlight the positive x squared. So we have this as positive x squared, this as positive x squared, and nothing else. So 1 is 2 and 1 is 5. Now remember what I told you. If the number is bigger, it will be slimmer. If the number is smaller, it will be fatter. So let's see. This is fatter. This is slimmer. The slimmer number is bigger. So choose the bigger one, which is y equals to 5x squared. Done. The fatter one, y equals to 2x squared. Done. Alright, I'm going to use blue highlighter. Now, this one is N shape. N shape is obviously negative x squared. Now, which one is negative x squared? This one is negative x squared. This one is negative x squared. This one is negative x squared. Okay, but here's a little trick. This y equals to 3 minus x squared is actually equals to minus x squared plus 3. Now, we all know that this one will shift the graph either up or down. This obviously is going up. This obviously never move. It's at 0, 0. See? So no move at all. It's at 0, 0. This one obviously goes up. See? Okay? Now, which one is a plus and which one is a minus out of the blue one? It cannot be the minus because none of the graphs here shift downwards, but there's an upwards. So the upwards ones is definitely y equals to minus x squared plus 3. For part D, originally never move at 0, 0, so y equals to minus x squared. That's all, no move. This graph is definitely not a curve. This is a straight line graph. Alright, so that's all for classwork 1. Let's move on to work example 1. Now, the graph of y equals to x minus 2, 6 minus x is shown below. The graph intersects the y-axis at point C and intersects the x-axis at point A and B. Find the coordinates of point A and B. Now, in exams, you will have a question like this. a curve that cuts the x-axis and the y-axis, and they'll be asking you to find the coordinates of A, B, and C. How are you going to do that? Now, A and B is what we commonly know as x-intercept. X-intercepts. And C is what we commonly know as y-intercept. Now, coordinates on the x-intercept. It's very obvious. We already know because coordinates, this is x, this is y, right? There is no, the y coordinate on the x-intercept is 0 here. Let me explain to you what I mean. This is y, this is x, 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This coordinate is considered 1, 0. This coordinate is considered 2, 0. This coordinate is considered 3, 0. This coordinate is considered 4, 0. So we know that if the coordinate lies on the x-axis, the y value is definitely 0. The y value is definitely 0 for this graph here. So this point A here, the y value is definitely 0. It's just that we don't know what is the x, and we need to find that. For the y-intercept, same. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. We know this coordinate is 0, 1. This coordinate is 0, 2. This coordinate is 0, 3. So we know for the y-intercept C here, the x is 0 and the y, we don't know what it is. So how do you find x-intercept? Very easy. If you want to find the x-intercept, all you need to do is substitute the value y equals to 0 into the equation. Alright, how do you find the y-intercept? You substitute x equals to 0 into the equation. That's it. Okay, so they ask you to find coordinates of point A and B, substitute. So I have my equation y equals to x plus 2, 6 minus x. Substitute y equals to 0 into the equation. Let's do that. Substitute y equals to 0. I get x plus 2, 6 minus x. Yellow color times blue color equals to 0. So either the yellow color equals to 0 or the blue color equals to 0. Shift the plus 2 over, or shift the x over, x equals to 6. Obviously A is the minus 2 one. So A is obviously minus 2 comma 0. B is obviously the positive 6, 0, because it's on the right side. Okay, now part B say find the coordinates of point C. Just substitute x equals to 0. So you have y equals to x plus 2, 6 minus x. Remember what I told you just now? Substitute x equals to 0 into the equation. So you just substitute x equals to 0. You get y equals to 12. So that's your answer. C is 0, 12. And you're done. Alright? Now let's take a look at classwork 1. Find the coordinates of point A and B. A and B are your x-intercept. So x-intercept, what you need to do is substitute y equals to 0 to get that. Point C, which is your y-intercept, you need to substitute x equals to 0. Can you try this? Now, 0 equals to x squared minus x minus 6. I need you to pause the video here and try the question first. And after that, press play again and check whether the answer is correct. Alright, now, in order to solve this equation, we need to factorize like what I taught you previously. Very quickly, the factorization, x, 3, 2, this is minus, this is plus. It's very useful, the factorization. Then from here, yellow multiply by blue equals to 0. Therefore, either the yellow color equals to 0 or the blue color equals to 0. Shift over. There you go. Obviously, A is the negative 2 and B is the positive 3. Coordinates of point C, very simple. Y equals to x squared minus x minus 6. I substitute x equals to 0. 0 squared minus 0 minus 6 is negative 6. So this is 0, negative 6. That's all I have for today's lesson. Please do your practice questions on page 12 and 13. Please do your practice question on page 12 and 13 and upload your answers onto OneNote. That's all I have for you today. Thank you.